Hi everyone, I'm Raphael on the channel of my friend Joshua, and I make top 32 at the Paris Regional with Marco. I play this deck because it's really fun, and I already wanted to play it a couple weeks ago, but the Lim deck was so much better, and in London I felt like that was the only chance I could get to play the Lim deck at its most powerful. But this time I went for Marco. I think the format is like there's 10 different decks you could play, and you can lose to like any matchup. So this was the one of the last events in this format I get to play, and then after EBO 2 we get to like a very different kind of format with like only a couple really good decks. So this was the last chance to play like a fun deck basically. And the list I was testing for like the last 2 weeks wasn't that great. Like I had mixed results with it. And then my friend Ruben, or Shinoza on Twitter, sent me a really good list. Like he outdone himself, and it fixed all the complaints I had with it. And yeah, it worked out very well. I went 9-1 in Swiss, and I lost to Teach in 32. It's a bad matchup. It happens. It is winnable, but in a best of 3 it becomes a little harder, I think. Yeah. So big shout out to Ruben. Also, Ruben organizes tournaments, tcglive.be, every week, multiple times a week, online tournaments with great pricing, and it's very good testing with good players. So check tcglive.be out, and let's go to the deck. So we play the animals because those are the best red cards in the game. Basically, they generate advantage. Choppers, local choppers, super insane of course with Marco as well, like -5 and something. This is Richie, the new one. He's my favorite buggy pirate, and he's insane because he's an animal for chopper, but he's also a 2-cost for Ivankov, so there's a lot of synergy here. And now you also have 8 blockers that you can summon off the spell, and so like the spell is really good in the early game, of course, if you hit any of the choppers, but late game Marco can put any of the blockers on top, and then this becomes a very strong defensive card as well. So in Marco, this animal package has a lot more like applications than just swarming the field in the early game. Free Monet. Monet is also like a crazy card for Marco, because of course it does minus 1,000. But then the Dawn you use for Monet are just going to go on Marco for free, or on Chopper for free, and then you start minusing their stuff for free, basically. So Monet is a crazy card, and of course the 2, so you can summon the Ivankov. 4 Otama is the best red counter, and especially in this deck, it's kind of crazy. 4 of the Duck, 2k that also can attack, I guess. And then 3 Marco. This was probably the best card in the deck, especially like the Dofi matchup is super polarizing for them because it outs something, and then they have a hard time removing this. Like Law cannot get to it, and you play a certain amount of events. So like against Teach, this also has the potential to like stick around. And then 3 of the Rush Ace. This is mainly for Lucci and Teach, and of course like in this deck, because your leaders wipe your pirates against Rush, so it's not like in Shanks where it's just like a sitting duck for 1 turn, but like here it has many applications, and it was very good as well, and has counter too. It's great. Free Van Beckman. This is one of the cards I wasn't playing, and then Ruben sent me his list, and it had Van Beckman in it, and I started trying it instead of Rayleigh, and it's insane because like the 7, just like the new game, the 7 is like a magic number for Marco, because then you can play any of the frees. Like you can play a chopper or a blocker chopper, and like one of these later in the game when you're at 10. And in testing, it just felt like that was way more effective against decks like Teach or like Shanks, like to just go wide instead of like a Rayleigh at 8. Even like a Sanji plays kind of like against Teach will just never resolve, and Ben Beckman plus like a free cost that they have to kind of remove just puts more pressure on them, and this card has counter too, which is kind of big. And then 2 Josus, really insane into Shanks, which is already a good matchup. And you can like bounce your used Otamas and stuff. So there's a lot of plays you can do with this. And then for the last two events, Seaquake and Red Rock for like all the bad matchups. And Seaquake was kind of insane too, because the many Luchis, because it can hit the Teach already of its own into the Dofi matchup. But it just makes it that you can remove multiple things in the mid to early game. So yeah, this was the deck. It performed really well. I think with EBO2 it has potential to like evolve in something else, maybe without the animals. We're gonna look into it, but I'm really glad that I could play Marco for an event and do well with it, because I think that I'm not sure if it will be possible after this format. So big shout out to everyone who supported me. Of course, again, Ruben. I hope my boy Vince takes it in Topka, and yeah, until the next one. Thank you.